to activate some traps. The Luma should be able to go over the Lloyd Rocket and get that going right away. And I feel like a lot of the slingshot pressure will be alleviated because the Luma's in the way. And that's what we're going to see. We'll see if Rosalina is the answer in this final set today.
I love it. Let's go ahead and get another fighter change here. And right now, it's all Luma just applying pressure on Isabel on the edge. And Vicky, as we know, Rosalina and Luma, a defensive zoning character, kind of wants to operate in that mid-range. But if you can sort of desync with Luma, you can do some really creative things on the field.
Yeah, packing up a lot of damage, but also not trying to overcommit yourself as Rosalina. You could already see Leaf playing a lot more passive than what we have seen throughout the rest of the bracket thus far. And with the Luma at the ready, you're gonna have to be very wary though, getting grabbed by that fishing rod, which could go as far as where Luma's getting sent out. But jumping into that personal space of Leaf, you're gonna be taking on a lot of damage with that up smash attempt. But now Luma off the board, this is gonna be the window of opportunity for Nery to really get into that close quarter space of Leaf.
And Coney, you look for your opportunities in this matchup with Isabel. What are those opportunities, and how do you best create them against Rosalina and Luma?
Really, it comes down to playing your game. A huge down air there from Leaf, able to get that KO. But I think what Narcisio has to do is just try to keep and hold on to stage control as much as possible. I've got to be honest, Isabel is such a niche character that her game plan can be a little esoteric to a lot of people. So I'm going to be sort of learning along with everybody else, and we'll see if Narcisio has the answers in front of him. Seems to be doing well despite being down a stock. All he has to do is get the stock off and he should be okay, but that can be pretty difficult sometimes for Isabel. But he does land the fishing rod, and now we've got a 2-stock game.
Isabel is good, obviously, at getting that fishing rod, launching Rosalina and Luma. We know Rosalina and Luma here, Vicky, quite the target, big floaty character. So if you can sort of get past Luma, it seems like it's going to force Nery to play a little bit more of an aggressive neutral game against Rosalina and Luma, rather than trying to sit back and stop all these approaches that they've faced against most of the rushdown characters they've had to go against.
Yeah, the moment you have Leaf taking on the stage advantage, Narcisio is having to go through the bodyguard of what is Luma, and it's difficult because that, Luma being able to tack on the damage from the slingshot, but now Luma not really in the picture to save Leaf here. See Leaf already playing a lot more defensively, just trying to linger back, and has to be careful with that Lloyd Rocket that is planted on the ground there too, but trying to also take advantage of the fact that Narcisio with Isabel's recovery, very lackluster and could be susceptible to getting hit by the downer of Leaf's Rosalina, considering how intangible it is.
Luma back out on the field for Rosalina, trying to cause some pressure on the left and right here. A lot of things going on, a lot of things on the to-do list for Isabel right now, dealing with both these fighters. But the fishing rod again, and we saw it come out here very quickly, Tony.
It's so sneaky. I can't believe he's able to consistently land it, but I think it's because Leaf thinks he's safe. He's playing it a pretty far distance on the further end of the mid-range, but still, he's throwing out all these attacks trying to cover himself with the Luma, but Narcisio is able to sneak in that fishing rod, and now he's sort of running away with things. We've seen this before when Narcisio really comes alive in the third, and it gets down to his third stock. So we'll see if he's able to run over Leaf just like he did earlier on in Winner's Bracket. Might be a short set if he's able to play his game.
Nery trying to rake a Leaf and get to the grand final championship here at this point. And Vicky, we just saw during that sequence, if Nery is able to get past Luma and then get up in the mug of Leaf and Rosalina, that's when you can start to utilize some of those dash attacks that we're seeing as well too, that lead into some combo follow-up opportunities. And you have to credit Nery for switching to a more aggressive playstyle here against the defensive-minded Rosalina.
Yeah, having to forcibly approach, and you see Nery also trying to set up with the Lloyd Rocket into the fishing rod. See him just trying to fish for it literally, and also utilizing the platforms where the fishing rod could hang off from, so that way he could follow up from the planted Lloyd Rocket, but landing right next to Leaf with that down air. He has to be careful. You saw Leaf already getting that punish, and although this advantage right here for Nery is granting him the fact that he's pressuring Leaf, the rage is still on Leaf's side, and he's gone on the platform. That's going to be it for the first game.
And we said it before, Coney. Oh. You can't believe the range on it. Hops up on the platform to avoid Luma and snags themselves a Rosalina to take a picture with off the side of the boat. And how about Isabel utilizing that fishing rod from a variety of distances to really take home this first game? And now, Nery Satio just one game away from being your champion here.
Yeah, I don't know. We got to call up CJ because I think we got a fishing tournament champion here. Neris is just landing it over and over somehow. Just, again, I think Leaf thinks he's safe. He's playing so far away, but that fishing rod, it's the perfect cast. It's all the way down. And one thing that I was noticing is that when Leaf was off on the stage, he kept jumping from ledge. He'll continually just sort of jump up above the stage, which is a very strong option for a lot of players. But there, you can tell that Narcisio really got wind of it, and he started punishing harder and harder and harder. Just beautiful play there. We'll see if he can take it with a clean sweep 2-0. I don't think he's lost a game yet, has he? Am I wrong
Has
there?
not, and let's see if
Nope.
Nery Satio can claim it on their home turf here, but early on, it's nothing but Leaf and Rosalina and Luma just all over Nery Satio and Isabel. Isabel finally able to get on the map by landing something here, and let's see if Leaf has learned a couple of things from this matchup last night, because it seems like, Vicky, Leaf is most successful when you can create that space and have Luma act as that bodyguard, as you mentioned, and then you really have to cover the options that Nery Satio has in an early KO under 100% here, Vicky.
You think you're safe, and the moment he gets back onto that ledge from the stage, Leaf already aggressively punishing him and taking him off to that blast zone, though now Nery Satio having to play from the disadvantage for a large margin, I would say. Luma immediately shutting down that fishing rod attempt.
We see the dash attack to throw the pot on top of Luma, trying to weaken the defenses there, but still wasn't enough. Rosalina and Luma able to capitalize on it. Nery Satio planting a Lloyd rocket for a little bit more stage control here. It's all Leaf in this second game here between Nery Satio and Leaf. And now there's no Luma. If you're Nery Satio, this is where you have to make your approach. But Coney right now, ooh, another sneaky KO coming out from Isabel.
Huge popper there. Getting the KO that early is huge. Getting KOs below 100% as Isabel, that should not happen. That's just unreal. So Narcisio just looking beautiful there. And let's keep in mind, guys, it seems like later in the game is where he's strongest. We saw him come back despite losing the first stock to that down air from Leaf early on. And look at the tricky recovery. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Like we're talking about, that recovery of Isabel slightly lacking. And so Leaf able to get the KO, has a full stock lead. But if I've learned anything in this tournament, Narcisio is not out of it.
Yeah, really nice patience by Leaf to read all the different options as Nery Satio was just swinging from the fishing rod, trying to contemplate, how do I get back up on this map? But it seems like, Vicky, we're seeing a much more aggressive version of Leaf, not necessarily wanting to just sit back with the stage in front of them, but approaching Nery Satio and trying to keep them off balance with that safe approach, with Luma acting as, once again, a bit of a second line of defense.
Yeah, you can see the Nairs coming out forward from Leaf, just being able to do a really good job at keeping Nery Satio at its toes, and at the same time, the Luma has just been proven to be so threatening for Nery Satio to try to make him come back. The popper, though, proper
Is that
guy to come
straight?
around. Yeah,
I've never seen that.
He was
Oh my
successful with
goodness.
it too, with the forward smash, though, sending Leaf all the way off, but Leaf with the proper DI still extending the survivability here and expanding on its advantage, and we are going to a game 3 with Leaf still sticking in the grand finals.
Okay. Leaf not ready to pack it away quite yet, and really reversing things here, Coney, with Rosalina and Luma, as we mentioned, being a little bit more aggressive, but this match seemed to be really dictated by Leaf's capabilities of reading all of the recovery options that were coming from Nery Satio. And this is what you have to do if you're Rosalina and Luma. If you're a defensive-minded character, let me hold down the stage. Let me read what you're trying to do, because I've got an answer for it.
Yeah, you want to keep your feet on the ground, hold center. Whenever you have somebody off at the ledge, you want to get as much percent as possible. If you can't just get the KO, obviously you prefer the KO. But there on the right side of the stage, you saw Narcisio trying to stall his recovery, trying to create an opening with the fishing rod and then with the up B, doing everything that he could to try to trip up Leaf, but Leaf not taking the bait, both literally and figuratively. And he's able to stay on stage, wait for his moment, and get the KO. But Narcisio is coming into this game 3 swinging.
Really is, and Vicky, I'm wondering how Lilac Cruz is really going to impact Nery Satio. Do you feel like now that there is more ground for Leaf to really cover with that defensive game? You've got some more options to approach here as Nery.
I feel like it could be advantage for both of these characters, only because the Luma is going to be able to provide that pressure from underneath the platforms and also just expand the effect that it could do so much damage. But Nery showing that this isn't going to be a problem here with only taking 20% in that first stock while taking care of the entire stock of Leaf. And it's looking like quite a mountain to climb for Leaf, as he is going to be losing Luma already early within the second stock that he has to climb from.
Already, as we said, Nery building the lead in Coney. We are seeing more and more things. We're getting an education in Isabel as we witness all of this.
This is a blow-up. I'll say that. I mean, even there on the right side of the stage, you saw Leaf trying to roll away from the pressure right in to the Lloyd trap. Excellent work. He throws out the fishing rod, and there it is again, just at that perfect range where he's not quite able to be punished. Throws out the up smash, I think expecting a spot dodge or maybe just a run in. There's the back throw, and we might see a 3-stock. He's not even at 100 yet.
Nery looking to close things out with a 3-stock. Can they do it against Leaf? They've probably battled against each other before here. Isabel looking to claim the title here for Region 3 and 4, but Leaf's trying to hold on with Rosalina and Luma. Has a steep hill to climb, but it's all Isabel with consistent pressure. Is that enough off the side? Not quite yet. Able to recover. Vicky, Nery just trying to find that last opening, and that will do it. Nery popping off with the championship, closing things out with that smash, and Isabel and Nery turning things right around after that stumble in the second game. That does it, Vicky. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Nery was just absolutely dominating in that game. He didn't care. He held forward. He had the advantage. He had that pressure going on. There was nowhere for Leaf to run in on a map like Lilat. Yeah. Losing Luma like that and just not being able to see yourself land back onto the stage. Nery was like, I know you're looking at the face of danger. It looks cute as a Shih Tzu, but it's not going to be the great view that you want to see, as now Nery holds that crown going in fourth as the victory for Grand Finals. Now